Welcome back to the True Assassins podcast, everyone. And let me tell you, the cases you sent in based on Orlando Madsbrine's True Assassins, well, there's something else. We're not just talking about your everyday murders here. This is heavy stuff.
Oh, absolutely. This goes way beyond figuring out who pulled the trigger. These cases, they really mess with your head, Like what happens when you try to control fate or the consequences of violence.
Yeah, and that's exactly where we're starting today. The idea of stopping a disaster before it happens, going back in time to eliminate the source.
Sounds simple enough, right?
Well, not quite. I mean, it's a time travel thing, so obviously things get complicated. But the source material you sent, wow, it really digs into the potential for things to go completely sideways. We're talking about a rookie assassin, Anya, sent to 1920s Berlin on this super critical mission. And let me tell you, the twists and turns, especially with all the temporal paradoxes and stuff, they're going to blow your mind.
What really grabs you right off the bat with this case is how fragile history actually is. Like, we think of it as this fixed timeline, but what if someone tries to rewrite it? This case, it shows just how interconnected everything is and how even a small change can have a huge impact.
All right, so picture this. Smoky Berlin Cabaret, 1920s. The source material really sets the scene. Cheap perfume, stale beer, that out-of-tune piano. Not exactly what you'd expect for a mission that could change the course of history.
Yeah, not your sterile lab environment.
Right. And we've got Anya, this rookie assassin, dropped right into the middle of it, her target. A demagogue, on the rise. Not quite the full-blown tyrant he'll become, but definitely heading that way. What struck me was, as you mentioned, this contrast between the ideal and the messy reality Anya finds herself in.
Absolutely. It's like Anya isn't dealing with a historical figure. She's in this chaotic, unpredictable environment. Anything could happen.
And it does. The demagogue's giving one of his speeches, all riled up, the crowd eating it up. This is Anya's chance. She makes her move, dagger hidden, total shock in the room. But, and this is where it gets crazy, a drunk guy in the crowd stumbles right into the demagogue at the exact moment Anya strikes.
Talk about bad timing.
Right. And instead of hitting the future dictator, the dagger finds its mark in someone else.
It's almost like the universe itself is trying to mess things up, Like you can't just waltz in and change the past without consequences.
And the consequences are huge. We're talking about a young woman in the audience caught in the crossfire. The source material, it doesn't hold back. Her cry of pain, the blood on her dress, it's brutal. Anya knows she's messed up big time. She escapes through the temporal tunnel, but the world she returns to, it's a nightmare. Swastikas everywhere, sure, but also other symbols even more terrifying that we don't recognize. The air is thick with smog, and there's this constant drone buzzing. This isn't the future she was trying to save. It's way worse.
It's a powerful image of unintended consequences. Like, she tried to prevent one bad thing and ended up creating something far more horrific.
And here's the kicker. When they check the files, the truth is revealed. That young woman, she wasn't just some random bystander. She was a scientist, a brilliant one, on the verge of a breakthrough that would have stopped the demagogue, changed everything. Anya, in trying to be a hero, has become the one who doomed them all.
It makes you think, doesn't it, about playing God with the past. Even with the best intentions, you can cause so much harm.
No kidding. So what does Anya do? She's got to fix this. But her target's not the demagogue anymore. It's her own mistake. She goes back to that same Berlin cabaret just minutes after her first attempt. This time, it's not about changing the future. It's about undoing what she's done.
Imagine the pressure on her. Not only the guilt of what she's caused, but also this impossible mission to fix it.
So there she is, back in the cabaret, this time as an observer, watching her past self. And, like you pointed out, the scientist is still there, still in danger. The source material really highlights how risky this is, how much could go wrong. Anya's not just taking a shot, she's walking a tightrope with no safety net.
And then there's the whole paradox thing, right? If she stops her past self, what happens to her? Does she just disappear?
Yeah, the ultimate sacrifice. Her last act as an assassin might be erasing herself from existence just to make things right. And that's what she does. She aims not at the demagogue, not at the scientist, but at her past self. She pulls the trigger.
And this time, her return is different, right? It's not that sudden jump through time. It's more like fading back into place.
Right, she's back in the briefing room. Everything seems normal. The demagogue's face is still on the mission file. History's been reset.
But has it really? I mean, what about the other Anya? Did she survive somehow in some alternate timeline? And what other changes might have happened that no one knows about?
And Anya, she can't tell anyone the truth. Her report, it's all lies, a malfunction, a mistake. The reality is, she fought a battle against herself and maybe paid the ultimate price for a victory no one will ever know about.
It's like a hidden hero story, right? But the sacrifice is just as real.
All right, let's move on to the second case you picked out. This one, it's a totally different kind of horror, much more primal. We meet Elias, a hunter, the protector of his village. But there's something stalking the night, something monstrous. And the evidence you described is chilling. Broken branches, weird bloodstains, animals ripped apart. Elias, he's all they've got.
The whole atmosphere is so heavy with dread. They're facing something they don't understand, and that makes it even more terrifying.
Every night there's another attack, another chilling howl. The panic in the village, it's growing. Elias, he's faced danger before, but this, it feels different, like something's wrong, deeply wrong.
That feeling, it usually means things are about to get personal. Like, this isn't just some random monster.
And it all comes to a head in a cave. Dark, damp, the stench of death hanging heavy in the air. But there's also something familiar about it, something that makes Elias's blood run cold. Then he sees it, a shape in the darkness, a ragged snarl. He raises his crossbow, ready to protect his people. The creature lunges, then stops.
That moment of recognition, it's gotta be gut-wrenching. You go from hunting a monster to facing something you never expected.
Exactly. A ray of moonlight hits the creature, revealing a scar. And Elias, he knows that scar. It matches one on his own arm, and he whispers a name, full of grief and disbelief. Thomas. His brother, the one they thought was gone, he's become this thing. And for a second, just a flicker, there's something human in the beast's eyes, a trace of his brother.
Can you imagine the heartbreak? The hope of finding his brother, only to be confronted with this horrifying reality?
Whispers start spreading through the village about a witch in the woods, a curse that twists the mind and body. The villagers, they're terrified. They want the beast dead. But Elias, he can't do that. He knows the truth. He vows to find a cure.
Talk about being torn. His duty to his people versus his love for his brother, even in this monstrous form. He chooses hope, even though it's a long shot.
So Elias goes to find the witch. She's this old crone living deep in the woods. He explains everything. She's skeptical at first, but finally she says there might be a cure, but the price is high. A rare herb, guarded by something as dangerous as the beast itself.
So now it's even more complicated. Not only the emotional struggle, but also this life-threatening task.
Elias goes back to the cave knowing what he's facing. Thomas attacks, driven by instinct. But Elias doesn't fight back. He's just trying to get close to the herb, this patch of crimson flowers, the only thing that might save his brother.
It's incredibly selfless. He's putting himself in danger, hoping that somewhere deep down his brother recognizes him.
And then it happens. Thomas attacks, claws raking across Elias's chest, terrible pain. But he gets the herb, bloody, but he's got it. He stumbles back to the witch, barely holding on. The villagers are waiting, expecting him to say he's killed the beast.
It's like they're about to celebrate, and he's carrying this burden, this truth they don't know.
The witch, she makes a brew with the herb. Bitter smell, this weird energy around it. Elias takes it back to the cave, the villagers following, scared but curious. Thomas, he's strangely calm, like he senses Elias. And Elias offers him the brew, gentle, pleading with him, hoping it reaches the brother he lost.
It's such a vulnerable moment. He's putting all his faith in this unknown cure, in the power of their bond.
Thomas, he drinks it. There's this flicker of confusion in his eyes, and then he starts to change. But it's not what anyone expected. He doesn't turn back into a man. He becomes something else, something in between, neither human nor beast. The villagers, they're stunned. Some even lower their weapons.
That's what makes this so unsettling. It's not a clean solution. It's this ongoing struggle.
It wasn't death, and it wasn't a cure. It was something else entirely. And Elias, he knows this is just the beginning. The villagers, they'll probably tell stories about the witch and the beast, how it was defeated. But Elias, he's going to walk into the wilderness with his brother, whatever he is now, searching for a way to bring him back.
It's a testament to the power of love, right? Even when faced with something monstrous, he doesn't give up.
So, two incredible cases from true assassins. In one, messing with the time leads to devastating consequences. In the other, love clashes with duty when someone becomes a monster.
It makes you think about the price of trying to control fate, right? Anya's choice to sacrifice herself. It shows how even the best intentions can have unintended results.
And then there's Elias, who chooses to walk alongside his brother no matter what. It speaks to the strength of family, the willingness to face the unknown for someone you love.
These cases, they're not just about assassins and monsters. They're about the human condition, the choices we make, and the consequences we face.
We hope this murder investigation into these dark stories from true assassins has given you something to think about. What stayed with you? What questions are you left with? Keep exploring these ideas. And join us next time on the True Assassins podcast for another dive into the world of murder, hitmen, and assassins. Rate and follow the show for more stories like these.